Students, in the last class we have discussed about these classification of the signals. Last class we have discussed about the first three classification. Now we will discuss about the remaining. So causal and non-causal signal. What is causal and non-causal is a signal is said to be a causal or non-causal signal. Okay, in this case what condition it should satisfy is a signal is said to be causal when it has the value for time t greater than or equal to 0, then the signal is said to be a causal signal. That is, for time t less than 0 it should not have any value. So that is the condition. Any continuous time signal or discrete time signal should be equal to 0 for t less than 0, then the signal is said to be a causal signal. If for a non-causal signal, for any continuous time signal or discrete time signal is equal to 0 for time t greater than or equal to 0, then it is said to be a non-causal signal. Consider this signal, right? So it is having only for a value for a time t greater than or equal to 0. Consider this is time t equal to 0, this is the time greater than 0, here it is a time less than 0. So it is having only the value for time t greater than or equal to 0. So here there is no value in for time t less than 0, since is said to be a causal signal. Considered a discrete case. Similarly here for n greater than or equal to 0, it is having a value for n. So for n less than 0 it is not having any value. So this signal is said to be a non-causal signal. So sorry, a causal signal. Now consider a non-causal signal here. For time, according to this condition, for time greater than or equal to 0, it should be 0. So this is what equal to 0, this is what t equal to 0, and this is t greater than 0, so it is 0. So for t less than 0 it is having value, so it is said to be a non-causal signal. Similarly for a discrete case, at n is equal to 0 and n greater than 0 there is no signal, and for n less than 0 you are having the signal value, so it is said to be a non-causal signal. Okay. So another thing is these causal signals are said to be a right-sided signal, because we are having only values at the right side. This is said to be a left-sided signal. Okay, left-sided signal. Next one is periodic and aperiodic signal. A signal, either a continuous time signal or discrete time signal, is said to be periodic when x of t equal to x of t plus t and x of n is equal to x of n plus n. Okay. So listen, here I will first explain this signal. Consider this signal, right? A pattern. Consider this is a pattern that is repeating up to infinity. Okay, so what is the meaning is, it means that the signal repeat itself for every t second. So this is said to be a periodic. That is the condition here, x of t equal to x of t plus t. So this is what your actual x of t. Okay, so this is what your actual x of t. This x of t, when you perform t plus t, when you are shifting this to t plus t, okay, or t minus t, what is happened, this signal will start at this point, right? Okay, so this signal is nothing but your original x of t. Okay, so the pattern which repeat itself for every t time is said to be an every t time, then the continuous time signal is said to be an periodic signal. That is, this x of t equal to x of t plus t is said to be periodic signal with a period t if there exists a positive non-zero value of t. Okay, so here this signal is said to be a periodic signal. Next case is how to find the period is. So here consider a pattern. So here upper limit minus lower limit, so it is t minus 0, so which represent t. So and this is the period of the signal. Now consider this sample, this signal here, the same pattern is repeating but with some different time position, right? So here we will say this is a pattern, otherwise we can take this to, this is a pattern, this point is a pattern, and we can find out the time period t. So here consider the time period. How will you find the time period t? Here in this case upper limit is t minus lower limit is minus t, so here it is 2t. So the time period for this signal is 2t and for this signal is t. So like that you have to find out the time period, that is period of a signal, that is periodicity of the signal. The signal is, how you need to define is, this signal is said to be periodic with the period t. Here the signal is said to be periodic with the period 2t. Okay, so this is what your t is, what your fundamental period. So you have to be careful in remembering all these terms. So t is your fundamental period and f is equal to 1 by t. So this is the fundamental frequency of your signal. Okay. So this is said to be a periodic signal. So this is applicable for discrete case also. So the next case is a periodic signal. What we have seen is a periodic signal. Next case is a aperiodic signal. Aperiodic signal, any continuous time signal or discrete time signal is said to be aperiodic signal. That is, we may not able to determine its period, fundamental time period. Then the signal is said to be an aperiodic. That is, it is not satisfying the condition x of t equal to x of t plus t. Then the signal is said to be a periodic signal. Sorry, then the signal is said to be an aperiodic signal. What now I am speaking is a aperiodic signal, because I am not going to speak the same pattern for every t time. Okay, so so what I am speaking, that is the speed signal, is a periodic signal. So when you plot the speed signal, you will get a waveform like this. This is what a constant DC signal, and this is also a not a periodic signal. Now consider a signal. Here it is a sine waveform which is having 3 pi t plus t by 4. Sorry, this is pi by 4, and you need to find out the periodicity of the signal. Okay, so here in order to find the periodicity, so I will derive one relation. From that you understand what is periodicity. Okay, so you know that 2 pi f is equal to omega, right? So here normally any signal can be represented as sine omega t, where omega equal to 2 pi f, right? So here 2 pi f is equal to omega. Instead of this omega, I am going to substitute 2 pi by t, which is equal to omega. From this I am going to find out t, where t is equal to 2 pi by omega. So here in normally signals and system concept, in order to differentiate analog frequency and digital frequency, we will use two frequency symbols. One is this one and another one is omega. So this represent the analog frequency and this represent the digital frequency. Okay, so we are going to use the symbol 2 pi by ohm instead of this omega. Understood? So this is what your analog frequency notation and this is what your digital frequency notation. Now consider a given problem. In this t equal to 2 pi by that is analog frequency. Here the omega angular frequency is 3 pi. So here it is 3 pi. So okay, so here it is 2 pi by 3. The period is 2 pi by 3, and here the angular frequency, that this is the angular frequency. The angular frequency is nothing but 3 pi. Okay. Now consider a signal x2 of t equal to cos pi by 3t. Here in order to find the fundamental time period t, so it is nothing but 2 pi by angular frequency ohm. So 2 pi by 3. Here you will get 6. So here this is the time period 6. Okay, for this signal. Now consider another signal x3 of t is equal to sine 2t. Okay, so here t is equal to 2 pi by 2, which is equal to pi, which is a period with the pi. Okay, Another thing is, now I am going to find out a x4 of t, which is nothing but x1 of t plus x2 of t. So far what we have seen is, if your signal contain only one frequency, you can easily find out its periodicity. Suppose I am having the addition of two signal. Consider this is one signal. Okay, I am having another signal like this. So this is what one fundamental time period t. So this is what another fundamental time period t1. Okay, when you add these two signal, it is difficult to find out its a period, right? So here what in this case what we need to do is, consider I am going to find x4 of t is equal to x1 of t plus x2 of t. So x1 of t is nothing but the first signal. Okay, so what is the time period of the first signal? It is 2/3. So in this case what you need to do is, t1 is equal to 2/3 first period, first signal time period. Next t2 is equal to 6 second signal time period. So in order to find out this period of this addition of these two signal, we need to take LCM of T1 comma T2, so which is nothing but LCM of 2/3 comma 6, so which is nothing but 6. So this is the time period of the two signal. So here, in order to find out the LCM of the, in order to find out the fundamental period of these two signal, we are going to find out the LCM of these two fundamental period, and which is equal to 6. So any signal will have only one fundamental frequency and one fundamental time period. Okay, so here this signal is nothing but the addition of two signals. So here T1 is equal to 2/3, T2 is equal, this is what x2 of t, x2 of t is equal to 6, and the frequency Ohm1 is equal to 3 pi, and angular frequency for the second signal is equal to 1/3. So t is equal to LCM of t1 comma t2, which is nothing but LCM of 2/3 comma 6, which is equal to 6. And here also we are going to take GCD of the fundamental frequency is 3 pi and 1/3, which is equal to pi/3. Okay, so this is what the condition. Okay, now here if you want to find whether the signal is periodic or not, okay, so here there exists a time period, right? Fundamental time period t1 and t2. Here this is a rational number, right? So you can tell if it is a rational number, then the signal is said to be a periodic. Consider the case here. Here if you considered, I think you have got confused. Listen, consider, I will explain right from this. Okay, so consider this signal x1 of t. It is having a time period t which is equal to 2/3. It is a rational number, so the signal is said to be a periodic signal. Okay, this signal is said to be a periodic signal. Okay, another case here, which is t is equal to 6. Okay, so t is equal to 6, which is also a rational number. It is said to be a periodic signal. Okay, another case is, here you are having t is equal to 2 pi by 2, which is nothing but you are having a pi here. Here if you represent pi, this is nothing but an irrational number. So here this signal is not a periodic signal. This is a aperiodic signal. Okay, so this is a periodic signal, this is aperiodic signal. Now what I am doing, I am adding two periodic signal, and I now going to check whether the signal is periodic or not. So in this case what I am going to do is, I am going to divide the two period t1 by t2. I am going to find out its ratio. So 2/3 divided by 6, right? 2/3 divided by t2 is 6. So what you will get is, you will get 1/9. So this is a rational number. So this is a rational number. So this signal is periodic signal. Understood? Okay, so if you are given one signal, you can find out the fundamental time period from this formula, and also from the result you can tell whether it is a periodic or not. If I am having a two signal, so you need to find first the fundamental time period, then fundamental frequency, that is the angular frequency. From, if you want to find time period t, you have to use LCM of T1 and T2. So and you will get this result. And you want to find the fundamental angular frequency, you need GCD of ohm1 and ohm2, and you have to obtain the value. Now if you want to check whether this x4 of t is periodic or not, in this case what we need to do is we need to find a ratio of T1 T2, and from the results you need to tell whether it is a periodic or not. So here it is a rational number, it is a periodic signal. Another thing is, if we are having multiples of pi, so it is said to be an aperiodic signal. Okay. Now consider x5 of t. x5 of t is equal to x2 of t plus x3 of t. Okay. So I am going to add these two signal, x2 of t and x3 of t. So if you want to find out x2, so for this x5 of t, if you want to find out that time period, so here for this signal, what is the time period? We have already find out the time period. Here t2 is equal to 6, right? Here for this x3 of signal, what is the time period? Time period t equal to pi, that is 3. T3 is equal to pi here. Okay, if I want to find out the check whether the signal is periodic or not, in this case what I will do is I will find out the ratio T2 by 3, which is nothing but 6 by pi, which is an irrational number. So it is a aperiodic signal. Understood? If you get a term in terms of multiples of pi, it is said to be an aperiodic signal. Okay. So the next one is here x6 of t is equal to x1 of t plus x2 of t plus x3 of t. I am going to add all the three signal to x6 of t, and I am going to find out whether this signal is periodic or not. Okay. Now here in this case what we will do, if it is a 2 signal, we can easily find out the ratio. Hence here it is an addition of 3 signal. What we need to do is first we need to find out T1. What is T1? It is 2 by 3, and T2 is 6, and T3 is pi. Okay. Here if I first find T1 by T2, T1 by T2 is 2 by 3 divided by 6, which is nothing but 1 by 6. Next one is T2 by T3, you need to find. T2 by 3t is 6 by pi. So T3 by T1 you need to find. We need to, it is 3 pi by 2. So okay. So here when you have to see the results now. So here this is a rational number, and this is a irrational number, and this is an irrational number. So the signal is said to be a aperiodic signal. So hope you have understand the causal and non-causal signal and the concepts of periodic and aperiodic signals, and we will solve more few problems later in the next class. Next we will discuss about this energy and power signal in detail in the next class. Thank you.